Tuungane sote na tushereke pamoja ushindi kwa ukombozi wetu. Tujitoe wenyewe, tusimame pamoja kulinda uhuru na umoja wetu. Enyi Bwana na binti wa Afrika, mwili wa jua, mwili wa anga, tuifanye Afrika mti wa uzima. Tuungane sote tuimbe pamoja, kuenzi shikamano hatima yetu. Tujitoe wenyewe kupambana pamoja, uhuru na umoja vitawale. Enyi Bwana na binti wa Afrika, mwili wa jua, mwili wa anga, tuifanye Afrika mti wa uzima. Tuungane sote na tujibidishe kutoa kilicho bora kwa Afrika, chimbuko la wanadamu, chemchemi ya utamaduni, tumaini letu wakati wa mafarakano. Enyi Bwana na binti wa Afrika, mwili wa jua, mwili wa anga, tuifanye Afrika mti wa uzima.
Let us make Africa the tree of life, and of course, this is Humanist TV Africa. My name is Kato Mukasa. I'm a Ghanaian lawyer interested in issues development. That's why I'm here sharing with you country profiles. Please, I want to encourage you to subscribe to us. Our YouTube channel is Humanist TV Africa, as well as our Facebook name. We are Humanist TV Africa. We also have an email. Our email is info@humanisttvafrica.com, plus our WhatsApp number. That is our WhatsApp number. Our communication officer will be able to reach out to you. You may want to be part of the studio. You may want to be part of this conversation. You may want to join us in our shows wherever you are. Remember, we are a registered non-government organization working in different countries in the world. We have offices. We have studios in the UK. We have studios in the US. We have studios in Uganda. We have studios in Zambia, Zimbabwe, Nigeria, Ghana, Sierra Leone, and Kenya, and we are growing every day. Remember to join us and send us an email. Now, in the studio is Hussein Baya, who is doing the production for this show and based in Kenya. Today, we are talking about Zambia, a beautiful country right in Africa. Zambia is not far away from East Africa, and Zambia is a country with the largest Bantu ethnic grouping. The Bantu-speaking people are in Zambia. I'm a Muntu, so I have so many relatives in Zambia. Zambia is a very lovely country, a country with about 19 million people, a country with copper, the 7th ranked country to produce copper in the world. And sadly, copper mines are largely owned by companies and, of course, the government of Zambia. Now, let us look at the map of Zambia, and then we appreciate more about Zambia. Talking about Zambia, that's the map of Zambia. Much of it is green. I love green. Green means nature, and of course life. Red is our blood, and of course black is the color of our skin. And of course we have that orange, which unites us with everyone in the world. Now, that is Zambia, the eagle, and all that. Zambia has 752 square kilometers. Zambia area. And Zambia is a landlocked country in southern Africa with a tropical climate and consists of mostly high plateaus with some hills and mountains. It is deserted by river valleys, which is to that extent, 290,000 square miles. That is Zambia, and kilometers 75,614 kilometers. Now, that is Zambia. It is the number 39th largest country in the world. Zambia is big. It gets position number 39 largest country in the world. But remember, Zambia has only 19 million people. It is slightly smaller than Chile. Now, looking at the population, I've told you it's having 19 million people, close to 20 million people. The growth rate there is 2.9. And then birth rate, Zambians are good at producing children. They're at 34% birth rate, 34.86 birth rate per 1,000 live birth. And of course, death rate is quite high in Zambia. And of course, if you ask me, the most killer disease in Zambia is HIV. Yes, we have to warn everyone about protecting themselves from getting HIV. Life expectancy in Zambia is 66 years, not bad. And of course, for males, it is 64, but for the females, it's 68. So the average is 66 years. Fertility rate is not bad. They're almost having 5 children per woman. And of course, infant mortality rate is also very bad, doing badly there. Net migration is 0.24% per 1,000 of the population. Now, that is Zambia in brief, and we are continuing to see other stats about Zambia. Now, population, I've told you, that's how population is. Zambia, the neighbors are Democratic Republic of Congo. We have Mozambique, we have Malawi, we have Zimbabwe there, and of course, we have Tanzania up there. And that is Zambia. Population, I told you, is quite manageable at almost 20 million people. Zimbabwe, Mozambique, Zambia, Malawi. The neighbors of Zambia are right there: Botswana, Namibia, Angola, Zimbabwe, Mozambique, and DRC Congo, and of course Tanzania. That is how Zambia is. Remember, Malawi is just close there. Zambia is one of the countries the shortest border, which is just a matter of kilometers. Matter of the border between Zambia, Zimbabwe, Botswana, and Namibia is so close to each other that you can move from one country to another within a matter of 20 minutes. You can cross from Zimbabwe, if you're on a border, to Zimbabwe, to Botswana, to Namibia, to Zambia. You can imagine that kind of border. It gives you a kind of proximity to each other, which is very interesting. Now, the biggest cities in Zambia, of course, Lusaka. Of course, we have the most popular one, which is Livingstone, which is not seen on this map, right there down the map. You have Selanga, Mongu, Nat Park, Livingstone. We have Kafue National Park. We have Kabwe, we have Undora, Rusha, and Chingola, Solwezi, and others. That is Zambia. It's a beautiful country, I should say. It has Muchinga Mountains, and that is it. Now, when you look at the ethnological map of Zambia, of course, northern Zambia was called Northern Rhodesia. Remember, before they got their independence, Zambia was called Northern Rhodesia. It was ruled by the British for a long time, until when Kenneth Kaunda took over Zambia, and by 1963-64, Zambia was fully independent under Kenneth Kaunda, the father of humanism in Zambia. Now, Zambia has this kind of demography in terms of ethnological map. Of course, you can see the divisions of Zambia, administrative divisions of Zambia, the Central, the Copperbelt, the Eastern, the Rupala, the Lusaka, Mushinga, Northern, Northwestern, Southern, Western. That's how Zambia is divided. And you can see the populations in these divisions. And of course, Lusaka has the highest number of inhabitants, which is about 3 million and that 100,000. Now the rest, of course, have 2 million, 1 million, 1 million. Remember, Zambia has a small population, by the way, which is about 19 million people. Of course, the president there at the moment is Hakainde Hichilema. born on 4th June 1962, and is a businessman, a farmer, and a politician. He has been a political failure for a long time. That man has been a political failure for a long time, contesting, losing elections until he won this time round. And it brings in his expertise as a businessman managing Zambia. And I have some good news because he is trying to manage corruption in this country. But at the same time, it's very homophobic. Let us look at the culture in Zambia. Zambia, I told you, majority of them are Bantu-speaking people. They share so much with people in East Africa. The dances are almost like the dances in Kenya, the dances in Uganda, the dances in Rwanda, dances in Congo. Those are the dances we are going to get in Zambia. Zambia is a very good country, I should tell you. Very beautiful people, welcoming people, and of course, people that love their culture, the culture of sharing, the culture of dancing, the culture of singing, the culture of art and craft. Those are Zambian people. Of course, they are very good when it comes to fishing, and those are Zambians. I told you, Zambians, majority of them are Bantu-speaking people. That's a market, one of the markets in the villages somewhere in Zambia. Typical African village setting, typical African market. Remember, Zambia has much of maize. They have no bananas per se, but they have much of maize and rice and other foodstuffs. Now, what is Zambia famous for? Zambia is famous for their water-rich countries. One of the water-rich countries in Africa. Zambia has 5 vast lakes, 3 major rivers, and 17 waterfalls and various wetland areas. In addition to major conservative areas, the country also has considerable mineral wealth. Copper is mined in the north, and it's a very big source of income in Ghana, in Zambia. I told you that much of the Zambian copper mines is owned by the government of Zambia, but also which has about 90% shares in Mopani Copper Mines company from Kalisa Investment Corporation. And of course, Mopani was initially the sole owner. But of course, Zambia mines are also owned by the Ministry of Mines and Mineral Development, but also they are private owners of the Zambian copper market. Let us go, please, to other tabs, and we see who owns much of the wealth in Zambia. Now, this is Zambia when it comes to tourism. Zambia has very beautiful tourist sites. Zambia has very beautiful tourist sites. You can look at that. Give it a minute. Give it a minute. I want people to observe how beautiful these sites are in Zambia. You'll see how beautiful these sites are in Zambia. Quite very impressive. Look at that. Look at those waterfalls. And look at how natural those waterfalls are. They are called Victoria Falls on the border between Zambia and Zimbabwe. International border of both countries pass between these four. You can imagine the international border of both countries pass between these falls. Now, this is very historical, and also this is very wonderful. The Victoria Falls in Zambia are eye-catching. It's a place I would recommend you to go and watch. Let us continue to see other wonders of Zambia. I told you that Zambia has something very wonderful. The population density is manageable. Look at the animals, the wildlife of Zambia is quite impressive. You'll get all these animals in Zambia: the lions, the elephants, the giraffes, the rhinos, and all those other animals you want to watch. You'll find them in Zambia. Trust me, Zambia has all those wonderful animals. The crocodiles, they are there in Zambia. The giraffes, the antelopes, they are there in Zambia. Zambia has enough meat, if you ask me. They have cows, they have food, though sometimes it's a challenge given the recent changes in the environment, but Zambia still is a beautiful country. That is Lusaka, part of the capital city of Zambia. The roads are good, fair, good enough, and you can see, you can find those black beauties right there in Zambia. And Zambia is quite very impressive when it comes to acceptance of refugees. There are quite a number of refugees in Zambia, though the challenge right now in Zambia is the homophobia. Many people in Zambia are homophobic. They hate homosexuals. They, in fact, kill homosexuals. The reports I have right now from Zambia is that they are killing homosexuals from Uganda. They are witch hunting them, they are mistreating them. So that's another sad note I have to make in this documentary about Zambia, that the people in Zambia are increasingly homophobic, including their president is increasingly homophobic. Apart from that, Zambia is a beautiful country, beautiful villages, of course, very, 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 very hardworking people right there in Zambia. Of course, we know Zambia have a bit of athletics, a bit of marathon runners, football team, country. We know Zambia as a humanist community, that Zambia had the first president of Zambia, Kenneth Kaunda, who declared Zambia to be a humanist nation, a nation run on Ubuntu principles. And it was put in their work plan, in their constitution, their constitutional assembly in 1964, accepted Zambia to be a humanistically run country, a country run to favor everyone that could go there. That is Kenneth Kaunda and his government. What happened when Kenneth Kaunda went? And we had Sata and the others. When we had these other presidents, they became more populistic. They became more populistic presidents, and they did away with humanism in Zambia. Zambia had special days of humanism, where people could be reminded to love one another, regardless of their differences. When these other presidents came in, they rubbished whatever Kaunda had done and declared Zambia a Christian nation. Zambia is the only country in Africa I know that is a theocracy. Listen to it. Zambia is the only country in Africa that I know that is a theocracy. They claim to be Christians. The state in Zambia is fused with the church. To me, this is a drawback. To me, this is something that is unforgivable. That you remove a country from moving on a secular basis where everyone is welcome, and you say this country belongs to Jesus Christ. How about the Muslims? How about the Buddhists? How about the humanists like me? How about the atheists like me? How about the non-believers? Now, this is a challenge with Zambia. The only country I know in Africa, or to correct it, in sub-Saharan Africa, that is run as a theocracy, that has Christianity fused with administration, that they have a state religion, that is a Christian nation, and they go ahead and put it in their constitution. As I speak today, our viewers, people who are gay in Zambia are being witch hunted. And sadly, there are many Ugandans that have gone to Zambia to seek refuge. They are under attack from a people they went to protect them. Now, this is sad about Zambia, because Zambia has become a Christian theocracy. Apart from saying we are Christians, they've even put it in their constitution. It is sad that an African country basically wants to say they are more Christians than countries that gave them Christianity. British government gave them Christianity. The imperialists gave them Christianity. But now they are more Christians than the British government that gave them Christianity. That is the downside of Zambia. The theocracy, the intolerance of people that are different from their thinking, from the thinking of the politicians, is one thing that is going to hurt Zambia going forward. The intolerance for divergent views, the intolerance for other people who don't believe the way others believe, is something that is going to hurt Zambia going forward. Regardless of that, Zambia remains a lovely country, good for tourist destination, a country that has been largely peaceful. We gave Zambia credit for having maintained peace in terms of political transition. Zambia hasn't had an insurgency. Zambia hasn't changed government through bloodshed. Zambia has been largely a peaceful nation when it comes to politicking. They have seen presidents come and go. They have seen presidents come and go. So there have been good governance when it comes to politicking. I can't say elections are free and fair, but I can say at least there is less bloodshed compared to countries like Uganda and Kenya, where people normally have to go to war whenever they go to vote for president. So we give credit to Zambia. But the other challenge is that Zambia is one of the most poor countries in the world. 60% of Zambians cannot earn $1 a day. 60% of Zambians cannot earn $1 a day. Now, remember, there are only 19 million people. Now, when you calculate 60% of 19 million people, that is quite a number of millions of people below the poverty line. And remember, their most earning source of income is copper. And sadly, much of these mines are also owned or controlled by foreign investors. Now, this is the sad part of Zambia, that the economy is completely in shambles. The economy is doing badly. Zambia has a debt burden that is threatening to take away their independence. The Chinese are demanding Zambians lots of money. IMF, World Bank. So the debt burden of Zambia is out of the window. That is another challenge with Zambia. Regardless, Zambia remains a beautiful country. I want to invite the producer to again give us the map of Zambia as we close this show so that you can see how beautiful Zambia is, how beautiful the colors of Zambia are. Their national flag is quite very impressive. Zambia is a good country, regardless of the challenges, especially of lack of intolerance, lack of tolerance to those who are different from the majority, lack of intolerance to people to love differently. That one puts Zambia down. But on the positive side, Zambia has very good people, very happy people, and of course, very hardworking people. It's a good country, which I would still recommend for you to go and check it out. Thank you so much for watching, and please subscribe to Mans TV Africa to give you this and more about countries in the world. This is Country Profile, and my name is Kato Mukaso. Of course, in the studio was Hussein Baya to do this show. See you in the next one.